I'm Gail Lotenberg. I'm a choreographer. I live in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm an artistic director of a company called Link Dance. I'm here at this Blue Mountain Center residency, enjoying the opportunity to think about how the body is involved in art and activism related to climate change. The body as the container for our emotions from hopelessness all the way to hope and joy. And I'm here to also use the body as a device for gelling community in playful engagement.
Cool. How are these ideas involved? How are these ideas involved with the work you're doing here?
Well, I'm doing sort of two streams of studies or outcomes. One of them is generated specifically to community experience. So, for instance, I created a square dance while I'm here. The square dance is completely about the numbers, the Do the Numbers campaign of the 350.org, which is that, they have this campaign, and I was trying to create a dance that encapsulated those numbers. So the calls of the square dance are directly related to the math that's being purported by the sort of Bill McKibben advocacy campaign. So 2 degrees, 2 people dancing. Anyway, it goes on and on like that. So they're interwoven. But the idea of the math is also to generate a movement. When 4 people dance, when they break out and each grab 4 people, then 4 times 4 is 16. Suddenly there's 16 people dancing. And then when we're done with that round of the square dance, all 16 people are invited to go out and find 3 more people. Now we have 4 times 16. I can't do that math in my head that quickly, but it's irrelevant. It's the rate of exponential growth or multiplicative growth that I hope to see our movement grow by as we start to make the global movement that we should as a people, to stop saying that the people who are gaining and benefiting and profiting from this ridiculous fossil fuel industry are able to do this alone. So that's one stream of thought. The other stream of thought is that I'm creating a body of work for dance artists that just houses the emotional state of me in this period of climate crisis.
Cool. And what specific conversations or interactions here or realizations change the way you think about some of this? And what has influenced?
2 things that have probably most influenced me, but I mean, of course, there's a huge wealth of ideas going around here, but the 2 are that we can't just fight against the climate crisis for the future. We have to fight for the climate crisis to make our world today better too. And so one of the ways of doing that is to build movements that are joyful, that are engaged, and that build the quality of our life in the present as we're visualizing a better world in the future. And that's been a theme that's really deeply sat with me through these days of conversation. And then the other one is that I used to separate politics and art in a certain way. And this came up when we were having a conversation about the role of science and art. And I said to somebody, wait, you're having a conversation about science and politics, and that's a very different conversation than the conversation about science and art. And the person looked at me and said, no, I think the conversation is the same, because art and politics need to sort of be constructed as the same thing. And when that person said that, I was like, it wrapped everything around into this way that the square dance and the rap, jump roping that I'm making up for kids, and this flash mob kind of dance for people at a protest, all of those are wrapping together to be art and politics are the same. And that's what's moving us forward.
Do you have a conclusion or anything do you want to say to the audience or about what you're doing after this or something?
Yeah. Well, from this residency, I feel like I'll be going away with a number of things. I feel like I'm building a toolkit for people who are doing climate change actions, making sure that they're animated and interesting to watch from the outside and fun to do on the inside, things that can involve children, so the children are stepping in, getting their feet dirty and muddy and in the movement from an early age. And I feel that I'm also walking away with a wealth of physical material that is way more emotionally invested than I've created for a long, long time.
Cool.